The President of the United States over the weekend released a video of him pooping on the American people.
The president uses social media to make the point. You can argue he's probably the most effective person who's ever used social media for that. He is using satire to make a point. He is not calling for the murder of his political opponents, and that's what these people are doing. I mean, they're in one of these photos. I think there's a picture of the president hanging in effigy by a noose on one of these, the one on the far end. I mean, it's unconscionable. Look, America is built on the idea of free speech. You have the right to protest. Of course, we jealously guard that. I mean, Chip and I are attorneys. We've defended that right in the courts. But what they're doing right now is different. They are trying to incite violence. It's not funny. You don't mock a president who has already had 2 failed assassination attempts on his life. This is not a game. And the idea that communists would be supporting this is unconscionable to us.
Benny Johnson, the shameless propagandist who would gargle piss and say it was the finest champagne if Trump told him to, says that we are living in a truly golden timeline. Check this out.
The White House has been on an absolute barn burner for the last 24 hours with presidential communications. I would argue is the single greatest run of presidential comms in the history of America. And let me explain myself. One, you have Donald Trump posting this meme where he's flying in an F-16 wearing a crown. It says King Trump on the side of the plane, and he dumps raw sewage on all of the No Kings protesters. In response to this, Harry Sisson, one of the guys who got poop dumped on him in the Trump meme, decided to post, hey, can anybody ask Trump why he posted an AI meme of me having poop dumped on my head? Why is Trump pooping on me? The response to this is J.D. Vance saying, I'll happily ask him for you, Harry.
Look at this guy. Just a total charlatan. I don't know how you could sell your soul out any more completely than Benny Johnson. And I just want to say, if Obama or Biden, or if Harris became president, posted a meme of themselves wearing a crown, dumping crap from a fighter jet onto Americans, these people would be losing their Shiite. Because the truth is, Trump and Biden and Harris and Obama have crapped on Americans. Donald Trump crapped on Americans through Operation Warp Speed, through calling himself the father of the VAXX, through the $6.2 trillion CARES Act heist, which sparked a round of inflation that Trump's buddy Biden also worked with the Federal Reserve to exacerbate. He dumped crap on Americans through the burying of the Epstein files. And just like all presidents have, Donald Trump has crapped on Americans by continuing to work with the Federal Reserve to devalue the dollar, which causes you to have to work longer and harder for less and make major cutbacks because you're having problems making ends meet. But don't worry, Donald Trump has seen to it that the White House is going to get its new ballroom. But here's shallow, hollowed-eyed, soulless Benny Johnson gloating about how this is the greatest golden timeline in human history.
Let me explain myself. One, you have Donald Trump posting this meme where he's flying in an F-16 wearing a crown. It says King Trump on the side of the plane, and he dumps raw sewage on all of the No Kings protesters. In response to this, Harry Sisson, one of the guys who got poop dumped on him in the Trump meme, decided to post, hey, can anybody ask Trump why he posted an AI meme of me having poop dumped on my head?
By the way, just like Benny Johnson, Harry Sisson is also a propagandist, only he's lying to his audience to get the leftist ruling class in power, as Benny Johnson fights to get the rightist ruling class in power.
My head. Why is Trump pooping on me? The response to this is J.D. Vance saying, I'll happily ask him for.
Imagine this. You got a president and vice president who are supposed to be there to convince the people that the presidential office is legitimate, playing the part of shit-posting adolescent boys like they're in high school or something. The facade of legitimacy has literally been ripped away, and yet people like Benny Johnson continue to support the presidential office. And it can't be emphasized enough that if Obama or Biden or any Democrat did the exact same thing sitting in the president's seat, Benny Johnson would be losing his ever-loving mind.
For you, Harry. To which JD goes viral and then also follows up with this meme of Donald Trump as a king and Nancy Pelosi and all the libs bowing to him.
This is how shallow and juvenile we've become. We know about Nancy Pelosi, little Chucky Schumer, Donald Trump, J.D. Palantir, Peter Thiel, Vance. They're all playing for the big team owners. They're not playing for you. They're not representing you. They don't care about you. They want to step all over you. Their bank accounts show it. Their policies demonstrate it. And their position demands loyalty to the international banking cartel and not to Americans who are suffering because of their actions.
And if you're not done yet, in all of the same news cycle, on the same day, Caroline Leavitt decides to whip out the Your Mom card. This is a real exchange from Caroline Leavitt with a Huffington Post left-wing reporter where she says, "Your mom." The reporter's like, "Why? Who picked Budapest for a new summit with Vladimir Putin?" And this is a big-time lib activist journalist. To which
Big time lib activist journalist. If you're an activist, you're not a journalist. Now, liberals do have their activists who call themselves journalists, like Adam Mockler, Brian Tyler Cohen, David Pakman. But the rightists also have their activists that they call journalists, and one of them happens to be Benny Johnson, Tim Pool, Dave Rubin, Jack Posobiec.
the response from the White House was, "Your mom picked it." And then when asked for clarification, the White House communications director, Stephen Chung, says, "Your mom." And that's it. This is the single golden timeline. This is the single greatest series of presidential communications to the press in history. You're living through it. It's just remarkable to see.
It's remarkable to see as the dollar crashes. It's remarkable to see as inflation takes its foothold. It's remarkable to see as Americans are losing their houses, they're losing their jobs, they're losing their vehicles. 600 military vets a month are losing their minds and taking their lives. And Benny Johnson says, we just witnessed the single greatest sequence of presidential communications in American history. Now, he may be trying to troll so that he can get a reaction, and anybody who reacts automatically loses in his mind. But to me, what this demonstrates more than anything is the weak, spineless, grifting, soulless character of those imposters who shamelessly love to play the role of sycophant as they hypocritically condemn the other side. Leave your thoughts about this for the world and the global thought police in the comment section below. This is just a crazy, crazy time to be alive. And it's depressing that more people aren't about the business of freedom. I'll see you in the next